Okay. Hi, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Your reading very much aligns with Gemini, so I would suggest that you watch that reading if you choose. You've got similar cards in here, and they also came in with the King of Swords. And I wanted clarity on that because I feel like the same thing is happening in here. And you've got the Six of Cups. And that card showed up for them as their kind of self-image, how they see this whole thing going on. And you're coming in with this energy. And it very much follows suit as to what's happening here. I think what this reading is boiling down to is just saying that you need to live a life that's yours and literally not give a crap what other people are thinking about it. And this is one of those readings where I would also advise you, just keep things close to your chest until you have made your decisions. You know what I mean? And you will be pleasantly surprised. And I can tell you just from experience in all the readings that I've done, when you think the thing, you're more afraid of what other people think. And it ends up turning out that they actually aren't going to think that at all. It's our own perceptions of that hold us back. But when we get to a point where you're going to have to always, in life in general, no matter what the situation is, you can only die something down so much. It's going to, if it's got a fire inside of you, eventually it's going to pop up. And you want to kind of control that, because if you don't, that's the natural order of things, right? Your life should progress in the way that is yours, progressing for you. But when you try to suppress that for whatever reason, in life, it's going to show its head, and usually it comes out rearing in a way that is not at all what you planned for, but it's got to find its surface, right? And a lot of times those will come up in ways where people will end up having a midlife crisis, but who they're releasing is who they actually are, but they've had their throat, under the boot of their own self. And that's kind of what I feel is happening here. Okay, let me go through the cards with you, and then I'll tell you what I feel here. We come in with the Queen of Wands and the Emperor. Fantastic, right? Your foundation is the Nine of Coins. Your ideal outcome is the Two of Swords. What's coming up here between now and, I would say, I will not go out past a year on this reading. Even though it's for this month, this will play out for a little bit, all right? Considering we've got this eclipse and all of that. So we've got the Knight of Coins. Your self-image here, how you're seeing this whole thing, is the Two of Wands, which was also in the Taurus, in the Gemini reading. And I'm pretty sure that came in right where the Emperor is. So you get it together here. Okay, your public persona, the people around you on the outside playing any role in your life, is the Ace of Wands. Your hopes and fears, the Eight of Coins. Mind you, this is one of the Millionaire's cards. Okay, so find peace in this. No unmet needs show up in this card. And the outbound is the Three of Cups. A celebration card on the outbound. Your life is now heaven on earth, where it was maybe hell on earth. It's now heaven on earth. Okay. What I feel is happening here is the Queen of Wands is a very confidence card. And if you don't have that confidence within you, you fake it. You never really show it. That's crowned by the Emperor energy, where it's taking responsibility for your life, right? How you establish order from chaos in the world, how you shape the natural world. And by that, I mean how we just know how to get in front of things in our lives, where we have to take responsibility. Taking responsibility for your life is a lot of work, right? And that's what this is saying here. But we're coming in with the King of Swords and the Six of Cups. And this is where I think the unconscious, or where hiccups arise for you, is that with the Six of Cups, we can be sometimes complacent in life, but we can also be reliving or acting out patterns that we don't know we have, right? Like things under the surface, how we make the decisions in our lives. Sometimes we don't even think about how we make them. We just realize this is just how I do it. But you've got to realize that Mercury and Jupiter are very different cards. Jupiter's job is to download things to Mercury. Mercury's job is to give you the thinking processes. It's not what you think, it's how you think. And that's what is at play here. So I think that the paradigm shift for you is in your thinking processes. And I think you're stuck underneath some really outdated thinking processes that are now starting to show up in how your life is being lived out, right? Or not, so to speak. But the King of Swords with that Six of Cups is just saying, I know the decisions that I'm making, and I know that they're good for me, and I make the decisions, and I don't need input from the peanut gallery, right? You make the decisions, you make the choices, and then you tell people later what you decided. And that, in a nutshell, is what I think is going to be transforming your life here. The only Arcana card that we have in here is the Emperor. And it's a card that can say, I have lived enough life under enough people to realize that I'm going to do it for myself now, right? That's the power and the control of this. I'm going to take responsibility for my life, and I'm going to drive it in the direction that I want it to. And the confidence with the Queen of Wands is sometimes that card can really get stuck and a stigma on it, where it's like you don't know what this person is made of. The Queen of Wands is virtually indestructible, basically. And showing up here with the Emperor, you're not going to, this is resilience, this is power, this is confidence, this is like a brick house is what the foundation of this reading is about. And it's you, and it's the energy that surrounds you. So that's fantastic. I think here, the Two of Swords that shows up at the top of your reading is that be at peace with the decisions that you're making. Just be at peace with them. Don't look back at and revisit things. This is the card that I'm talking about here. Don't look back and revisit things that brought you to this point. Don't look back. We're looking forward here. Okay, because that's where I think things can get heavy. The Knight of Coins going forward is telling you to take decisive action that lead to concrete steps in the direction that you want to go. Find solutions to the area in your life that you're trying to pull forward and get the momentum going. And remember, the key coming into this is we're really not seeking or accepting. That's a big one. We're not accepting. We're not receiving, right? We're full up in here. We don't want outside influence here. This is all something that you're doing, because the concrete, the foundation here is the Nine of Coins. This is a card that's already telling me, focus on your purpose. Use it to build the life that you want for yourself. And we come in, we have the Eight of Coins here in your hopes and fears. This is literally going to be something that sets your life in a place where you're happy with, and you're able to share that with other people. So that Six of Cups now in the past, which is your family and your friends and the people that surround you, are able to be welcomed into your life. You're not living in the remnants of that. You know what I'm saying? So we're in our own life here on our own terms, and welcoming in the things that once, maybe without us even realizing it, these are not confrontational cards. They're just things that we get stuck under, and we don't realize how we always end up with these consequences, but they're patterns that turn into second nature, and they're reflexes, they're knee-jerk reactions, they're how we live our lives. And then we've realized one day, oh my God, what am I doing? You know, like I don't even fit in here. But the Eight of Cups is a card that you will be in a place very happy in your life, in all areas of your life. It's not just a money card. It's one of the millionaire's cards for sure. But one of, what is wealth to you? It is financial. It is tangible. It is living a life that you love, with the people that you love, celebrating with the people that you love, right? And this is heaven on earth is what this is. And it's a cultivated life. It doesn't just get handed to you. You need to make the steps forward here that drive it in this direction. And that's what happens. And this is a slow kind of thing, right? This isn't something where it's not there's nothing in here that speaks of flashy. It just speaks of solid, secure, joy-filled, surrounded by people and things in your life that bring you that. Family, friends, the things that you do, all of that. Your self-image here is the Two of Wands, right? This is, you need to choose a direction for yourself. And again, this is all about direction and moving it forward, physically moving it forward. This is like bold moves here. And in your public image, the people around you, you've got the Ace of Wands. So you've got the raw firepower here, right? The Ace of Wands too is a very, very charismatic card, right? These are the energies, these two energies are within you, and they're what make you so dynamic. And when you show up dynamic, the world needs you to be like that because they're drawn to you. The world is drawn to you. You know what I mean? When you show up how you are, you're pulling things into yourself, which means people that need your help and vice versa, right? We pull the relationships and the lifestyles and the mechanics behind knowing how to bend the world to your whim. And I don't say that in an egotistical, crazy kind of way. I'm saying we learn how to work with the world and we align ourselves in that order, right? The divine order. Okay. And that's what I've got. Your reading really speaks of a life that has joy in it, that is content, fulfilled, full of riches, full of health, full of happiness, full of people that love you, full of relationships that function. It's just a little hiccup here, and it's not so little, but I'm saying it's coming in because it's been under the surface, but it doesn't go out that way. It goes out as a 3, right? Which is showing you different ways to do things, different ways to feel about things, different kind of alliances, different kind of friendships, different kinds of different things, right? A 3 again, this is heaven on earth or hell on earth. And I'm telling you, it's going to be heaven on earth. So the 9 is not a little card here. 9s are always, I'm right in here. The 9s are the teachers. We get there through the trial and error of life. But when we get there, where is the 9? When we get there, we're solid. We're solid as a rock, right? And this is solid in tangible ways, in material ways. It's having your financial needs met. It's having your health needs met. It's having your relationship needs met. It's having all the things that make life joy-filled met, right? And sharing that with the world and the people around you. This is not an isolation card, right? And that's what I've got. I think it's fantastic. And I'm so glad that it showed up here because Gemini's reading was like what had been going on up until now. And then this is going to push it out. What people don't understand about an astrology chart is if you look at it like this, just break it apart into 2 parts. One part of the chart is like people, and I'm just saying people because I'm just going to use that as the example. It's like people trying to communicate here, right? And one part of the chart is like people that kind of get a free flow through life, like not a lot of hiccups in life, and they live in maybe country that have more privilege, right? Just examples I'm throwing out here. And the other side is all of the people in the world that are constantly, they come up against blocks, roadblocks, stop signs. They're not able to move through the world as easily as the other people. So when you're able to combine these two and see each other's perspectives on things, that makes perfect harmony. And that's why I do my readings like this, because it's usually the other side of the hiccup that when you're able to merge it and meet in the middle lane, that all the beauty happens. And that's it. That's why working together and seeing all sides of things and melding that to make a whole, it's always in between, the middle. That's it. Desire and need will open a spot for you. You just have to be open enough to accept it. And you are. And you didn't need that rant, but I gave it to you anyway because that's how I do my readings. So I hope that I helped you in some way, okay?